Well, as you can hear and as you can see, there's a lot of working going on. Steadily, these people are rebuilding this place. Who are these people? Well, as you can see, these little vehicles, their plates are number 95. These actually are workers from the Chechen Republic. They're rebuilding the post-Ukrainian Crimean Peninsula, which is a respectable thing to do, because years ago, back in the days before 2014, when Crimea went back and came back to Russia, this place was literally smelling of urine and feces. Excuse me for saying it, but the plumbing under the town was in a devastating condition. So the place was stinky for years. Now everything's fine. As a matter of fact, you can see there are people, not only they're swimming, but also they're using they're taking the oars and they're sailing around on their what's it called? Surfing boards or whatever. Doesn't really seem familiar for this place because this place doesn't have waves. But yeah, these are surfing boards with oars, as you can see. So people are trying to have as much fun as they can. Okay, well, anyways, let me be precise. There were explosions. There were some terrorist attacks all around the city, and you probably know that yesterday Daria Dugina, the daughter of, they call this guy, the bearded guy, they call him like both of them actually, the father and the daughter, they call him like the Putin's propaganda agents, or like the masterminds of Putin's plans and blah blah blah, which is complete pile of rubbish, to be honest, because Dugin is first of all a writer. He's a writer, he's a novelist, he's a philosopher. And, well, you can compare him to probably, I don't know, David Icke of England. He's a bit of a loon because, well, you can watch it in the internet, you can watch it in YouTube. He had some questions to people who don't have beards. He even stated at once that a person who doesn't have a beard is not actually like a real male or whatever. So. And whatever, you can listen to it, there was no meaning to it, but the guy has a significant beard of his own. So that's the good thing I can say about him. You probably understand the level of perception between us, the Russians. He was just like, a bit of a loon. But now this thing happened, and probably it was an aim to kill him, not the daughter. But probably, on the other hand, it was much easier because the lady, and her name is Natasha Vovk. Say Vovk is the Ukrainian variant of Wolf, so she is obviously some sort of a Germanish, Jewish, Ukrainian woman with a very, very typical email, Natasha. So anyways, this bitch managed to scrape into Russia with her daughter, and somehow they've probably understood that they've got a way of destroying Dugin, because it sort of comes and goes. They couldn't go after some bigger personalities like Solovyov, for instance, the real propaganda king of Russian television. He can't. They virtually can't do anything about him. His ass is too fat, and he's got too much of security around him. But this person, who was not even a propaganda agent or Putin's stooge, Putin's shill or whatever, and it's most likely they don't even know each other that well. So they aimed at him and they destroyed. Instead, they failed because for some reason the Dugin personality didn't end up being inside the dreaded car in which his A young daughter died. Well, this is a disgrace. Shame on you, Natalia. Shame on you, Ukraine. You guys are despicable. You've done the wrong thing. You shoot the wrong people. And even if you want to shoot somebody, these are the last people you should come up with. Yeah. They've done you no harm whatsoever. If this is some sort of a quote-unquote revenge or whatever the fuck, I mean, you're just a pile of shit. Take it as it is. Anyways, but as for Crimea, there have been explosions, small bursts, and this and that, and the aim of this terrorist, this number of small terrorist acts was to sort of scare the people. As you can see, people are as chill as ice. They're happy, they understand what's going on, especially as for the locals don't even give a shit because they've been through it all many years ago, many times before, like, but because many of you viewers, there aren't so many of you, but if there are some, probably the majority of you think that the whole thing began into 2022 or so, probably at least 2014. No, it began much earlier with the fall of the Soviet Union. This place was sort of cracked off the main Russian land because back in 1954 it was, given out to the Ukraine, to the Soviet Socialist Ukrainian Republic, as they had this fashion of sort of shifting things. So some of these shifts were dreadful, some of them were light. Anyways, but you can read into it. They even managed to turn rivers backwards, which created deserts, basically. But that's a different story, and I'll probably tell it to you a little later. But as for now, as you can see, these terrorist acts, which were supposed to scare off the Ruskies, scare them off, so that they would all start moving off from Crimea all along and create, this chaos along the road, the Tavrida Road, the famous, the legendary bridge. And then at some point they will take a cargo, which is supposed to be a trading cargo, of which they insist having as many as possible. Due now, according to the Turkish agreement, they want to take out as many. They want to have as much marine movement as possible, so that they can use one of these cargoes as a launch pad for the Harpoon missiles, which would be delivered, or probably are already delivered, by the United Kingdom. So these guys are going to shoot at the bleeding bridge and kill the bloody Ruskies. This is the fantasy, or probably the Ukrainian level of a mind sort of a plan. This is what they want to do. And it's been stated in public of all. But these guys, as you can see, you cannot really call them just clowns. They're bloody clowns, and this is what they are. And they can bring as much, and they will. They're willing to bring as much harm as possible. They cannot turn anything backwards, because as you can see, some of the eastern parts of Ukraine is steadily becoming Russian. We're talking about places like Odessa already, yes. And Odessa, and this is the latest news, they've been seen inside of Odessa. There have been several occasions where people would wave a Russian flag. Yes, they would take out their Russian flags, and one of them even waved a flag which said Odessa is a Russian city. Can you imagine that? Why am I saying it? Well, this is a bit of a holiday day. The tricolour of the Russian Federation flag is the celebration we're having today. So today, On the 22nd of August, we celebrate the day of the Russian flag. A little more than 300 years ago, it appeared as some sort of a copy of the flag of Holland, because Peter the Great, probably not the real Peter the Great, but the one who came back, the double, the very tall guy. And yes, he established the Russian flag as some sort of a copy of the flag of the Netherlands. Since then, we're having a version of it, but it's quite recognizable, as you can see. It's all over the place, out there, out here, everywhere. And yeah, greetings. Greetings, comrade. This was indeed the Tafridian Report. Happy Russian Flag Day to all of you. Bye bye.